Well, here we are. Change of scene, you know what I mean? Right. As a rule, you should not discuss these things at all. Although all techniques are not hidden in the true way, words leak out and cause harm. Thus, according to the material, there are some things that should be kept secret and concealed. Shh. There is no difference in the principle of technique in swordsmanship and the technique of practical application in the world at large. In the technique of swordsmanship, you employ the mind and distinguish propriety and perversity and truth and falsehood in detail. If you try this in the midst of your everyday affairs and reach the point where perversity is unable to prevail over propriety, this in itself is a great advancement. Hey, look, got the Bruce Lee t-shirt on. Should be able to see the 21. I think you can see that, the old Ed Hardy hat. Anyway, here we go. The demon went on. It is considered essential that the mind be made clear and have no obstructions. It is considered essential that the chi be made vigorous and unyielding. Mind and chi are fundamentally of one essence. If you were to speak of separating them, they would be like fire and firewood. There is no greater or lesser to fire. If the firewood is insufficient, the fire will have no kindling power. When the firewood is damp, the flame will not be bright. All of the functions of man's body are operated by chi. Thus, a person with a vigorous chi will have no illnesses and will not be sensitive to wind, cold, heat, or dampness. The person whose chi is weak will easily become ill and will be quick to feel pestilential vapors. Pestilence, yeah? When the chi is infirm, the mind is afflicted and the body is exhausted. In a medical book, it states the 100 diseases all spring from chi. The person who does not understand the changes chi goes through will not understand how diseases come about. Yeah, Western medicine. Thus, it is considered fundamental that a man cultivate a vigorous and active chi. Alright, keep an eye on these mother lovers in the park. Yeah. There is a way to cultivate chi. If the mind is not full of clarity, chi will lose its way and act in confusion. When chi acts in confusion, it loses the mainstays of vigor and resolution and quickly obscures the clear wisdom of the mind with superficial knowledge. When the mind acts foolishly and the chi moves in confusion, you may be full of youthful vigor, but your techniques will not have complete freedom. Youthful vigor is only temporary and is not rooted. Moving, its imprints will be empty. You should try out and understand these things with the techniques of swordsmanship. Thus, the samurai scholar who is just beginning his studies first puts all of his efforts into the human affairs of filial piety and avoids human desires. When he does act with desire or confusion, he will restrain his chi and not become attached. Acting with vigor and resolution. Hang on, let me say it again. When he does act with desire or confusion, he will restrain his chi and not become attached. Acting with vigor and resolution, he will be able to reinforce his clarity. That says parrot. He will be able to reinforce his clarity of mind. But when his chi is not vigorous, his affairs will not be settled. And from this lack of resolution, he will employ superficial knowledge and obstruct the clarity of the essence of mind. This is called delusion. Yeah, I'm well aware of these people sitting over there. All of a sudden, that woman, what should be there? I'm aware of all that's going on around me. Right, where was I? Yeah, he will employ superficial knowledge and obstruct the clarity of the essence of mind. This is called delusion. Swordsmanship is also just like this. When your spirit is settled and your chi integrated, when your action and response comes with no mind and techniques follow naturally, you will have reached the deepest principles. Nevertheless, if in the beginning you do not develop a deep and active chi, abandon superficial or even superficial knowledge, and develop an infallible temperament that would spread your opponents at your feet and have you break through an iron wall, then you will be unable to mature and reach the farthest point of departure of no mind and the spontaneity. Farthest point of departure of no mind and the spontaneity. What you think is no mind will be obstinate vacuity and What you think is integration will be indolent chi. This is not so in swordsmanship alone. In archery, horsemanship, or any of the martial arts, if you do not first establish an indefatigable will, and cultivate a vigorous and active chi, it will come to nothing. Chi is fundamentally vigorous and is the origin of life. Man does not simply lack in its cultivation. Man does not simply lack in its cultivation because he damages it with superficial knowledge. It's a translation of this from Japanese, which is a terse telegraphic language, to English. Right? He damages it because he damages it with superficial knowledge. He becomes cowardly and does not put it to use. And all the affairs of this world are like this. As I explained previously, chi rides the mind and performs the functions of the entire body. You should test this out and come to understand it personally. If you only read about this in books or hear about it in the words of others and do not try it out personally, it will only be a rumor of true reason and you will not be able to employ it physically. This is called learning by hearsay. In learning, in the martial arts and in all things, when you hear about principles, try them out yourself and prove them to your own mind. You will be someone who knows with certainty the perversity, propriety, difficulty or easiness of a matter. This is called training.